Hey everyone, hope you're all doing well. Another week, another Mando episode, so let's get right into it. We start off the episode with our favorite mechanic, Peli Moto, as she tries to do another one of her mechanic schemes on this Rodian here. And just like what the trailers indicated, R5 will be joining us in today's adventure. After the Rodian customer leaves, Peli gets an unexpected visit by Mando, of course, who she is very happy to see, but more so, Grogu, who's now showing off his Force front flips that he learned from Master Luke. Mando then asks Peli, who then asks the Jawas about where he can get a IG memory part for IG-11. But unfortunately, not even the Jawas have a piece like that Mando needs, which leads him to needing another droid, which Peli offers a reluctant R5, who doesn't want to join Mando on his journey, but Peli insists that he goes. And even though Mando thinks that an astromech isn't what he needs, Peli insists that R5 will be very useful in this mission. So naturally, she reinstalls the droid port on the N1 Naboo fighter, and R5 is now a party member for this week's episode.
New droid friend.
On their approach to Mandalore, Din tells Grogu about his home planet Concordia, which is a nearby moon next to Mandalore and Navarro. Before they can land, Mando and Grogu have to fly through a heavy storm. But once they make it through, the sky is clear and they can see the whole crystallized surface of the planet, which looks really cool, almost looks like jade rock.
I have a bad feeling about this, Dad.
Nah, no worries, we got this.
To ensure their safety from any possible toxic gas in the air, Mando sends R5 to scout ahead and collect a sample of the air quality. R5 remains on the scanner until all of a sudden he disappears from radar.
I told you.
What's with all this backtalk?
Leaving Grogu in the pressurized Naboo fighter, Mando also pressurizes his helmet and carries on towards the path that R5 was taking to find out where he went. Once inside the cave system, Mando encounters the looters that ambushed R5. Naturally, Mando pulls out the Darksaber to defend himself. My immediate thought of seeing him pull out the Darksaber was, alright Din, try not to cut yourself this time. And after a quick tussle, Din defeats the looters, retrieves R5, and heads back up top. According to R5's data, the air is breathable and not toxic at all. Din and Grogu then head back inside and go deeper through the ruins. Reptile. Nice little PowerPoint transition, classic Star Wars. After diving deeper into the ruins, Din and Grogu encounter some old Mando armor. The old helmet was set there as a trap in order to lure anyone who would be exploring the caves, so unfortunately Mando is captured by this big crab robot powered by some alien inside. Now it's up to Grogu to save Din. As we follow Grogu into the lair of this alien creature, we see a pile of old Mandalorian helmets. The alien creature is revealed to be a cybernetic monstrosity, who upon first glance at their character design reminded me a lot of Kazdan Paratus from the Force Unleashed game, what with the small organic body and the necessity of long lanky robotic arms and legs. It also didn't help that he also had like a long stick or staff as a weapon. After Grogu is spotted, Din tells him to leave and go along with R5 back to Bo-Katan to ask her for help, which Grogu immediately dips out of there. I've seen so much stuff in all of the adventures that I've been dragged into, like the time I teamed up with Darth Vader himself. But since everyone thinks I'm a goofball, no one will believe me. Ew. After what is probably a fun conversation between Grogu and R5, they head on out back to Kalevala in need of Bo-Katan. Let's go, little dragon thing. Bo-Katan is then told by her service droid that an unexpected guest was making their way to the castle. Seeing Mando's ship makes her a bit upset, but seeing as though he's not here, Grogu and R5 make it very clear that they need her help. As they make their way to the ruined surface of Mandalore, Bo-Katan starts giving Grogu a brief history lesson of Mandalorian culture. As they begin to make their way through the ruins, Bo-Katan gives encouraging words to a frightened Grogu to face his fear of the unknown within these ruins and muster the strength to save Din. I do appreciate this small little character interaction between Bo and Grogu. It's something I never thought I'd wanted, but it's nice to see it come to fruition, as they can both learn something from each other. When they encounter more looters, Bo-Katan makes quick work of them. And then when Bo-Katan encounters not Kaz Imperatus, he puts up quite a fight, and during the struggle, Bo-Katan manages to get her hands on the Darksaber to turn the tide of the fight in her favor. It was pretty cool seeing her with the Darksaber again, but she was super happy and excited to use it in a fight. And sure enough, she took down the alien in his first phase, and when he tried to scurry off into the bigger robot as just ahead, she dealt the final blow and struck him down for good. After rescuing Din, Bo-Katan makes him some Mando soupies, in order for Din to recover and feel better. Although it's a traditional meal for the Mandalorians, this is the first time Din is hearing about this, which made Bo-Katan react in such a funny way, to me at least. Even though he was being told to rest, Mando insists that he keeps on his mission, but thanks Bo-Katan for saving him, and feels like he owes her one. Seeing his gratitude for her, Bo-Katan then guides Grogu and Din through the underground passageways towards the mines, in which they soon find it after a conversation of Bo-Katan's past. Although Mando is still very serious about all this, Bo-Katan continues to mock the hardcore tradition Din and his creed follow. Also, I thought this expression was quite funny. It's almost she's like, "Hey girl, hey!" To give Din more history, she reads the plaque that's on the side of the chamber, but Din is already 3 steps ahead of her, as he has already begun to conduct the ceremony, give the speech he's supposed to give, and enters the pool of water. But then all of a sudden, he gets pulled under the water, which causes Bo to jump in to go after him. And when she finds him, she finds something else. She finds the Xylopes. I'm just kidding. She finds the mythosaur of Mandalorian history. I might be wrong when I say this, but I think this is the first time in both canon and legends that the mythosaur appears, which is crazy seeing as so this is the creature that the Mandalorians have their insignia after. This thing is so important. I know there's going to be thousands of videos talking about it. Star Wars fans, after seeing it, be like, "Oh my god!" After Bo-Katan pulls Din back to the surface, she sits there in shock and awe as to what she just saw, along with the rest of us too. Now that we know that the mythosaur exists, that brings up a whole lot of questions, like how is it there, where did it come from, and why it still exists in this time. But those are all questions, hopefully, that will be answered in the next episode. Wow, that's a cool piece of concept art. But aside from that, another great episode to Season 3 of Mando, and thus the end of the video too. But what are your thoughts of the episode? You think we're going to see more about the mythosaur next episode? Hopefully. But let's keep the buzz going. Write down any thoughts or theories that you have for what's to come next in Mando Season 3 down in the comment section below. Also, consider subscribing to the channel and dropping a like on this video. Your support is very appreciated. But with that, I hope you all have a great day, and I'll catch you in the next video. Bye bye for now.